Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to Self-Made Auto Channel. Got 2013 Buick. It's the Enclave. It's got the big 3.6, and it has an axle seal leak, and I can't speak. So you guys are gonna have to bear with me. So a couple things in this video we're gonna talk about. First thing, I've got some more dental work done, and I have an expander in my top palate. Therefore, my tongue doesn't work correctly. You're gonna have to bear with my mannerism of speech until I learn how to talk again. It sounds ridiculous, but bear with me. And second of all, this vehicle here was leaking gear oil out of the passenger side where the axle goes in. I didn't realize it, but the seal in the transfer case goes from the inside of the transfer case. It's considered an input shaft seal. So you have to pull the whole transfer case out to do this. Bear with me. I've got it out. Transfer case is pretty easy to pull out. Pulled it out. I've never split one of these apart. Usually, if we've done one of these in the past, it's because they've grenaded, and I've never had anybody ever want to fix the oil leaks on one. So this is my first time. So come along. So here is the seal for the passenger side, and this is where the passenger side CV shaft hooks on. It was leaking pretty good. It was leaving a spot on the guy's garage, and it was leaking pretty good. At any rate, it looks like, best I can tell in the service data, excuse me, I don't think that we have to pull the output here to the rear differential where the drive shaft hooks on. I don't think we have to pull that apart. I believe that we just need to split the case per se. There's going to be a final drive in here, some helical cut gears, and then the hypoid gear set for the rear output here is what I expect to see in here. The vent's not plugged, or at least the top of it isn't. We can pull this shaft out, I believe, the whole shaft and bearing here. So let's do some exploring, if we will, and see what we see. Let's see if we can get in here. The snap ring right here. Take that out. It's got a bunch of schmoo on it there. Alright. Oh! I was going to say, that should wiggle out. And sure as heck it does. So it wiggles out. It's got our bearing. And then apparently the seal is way in here. Okay. I thought it was going to be more out towards the end. Must be it was the, okay, so that's the end of the bearing I was seeing is the blue. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure what to see, so we'll set this shaft to the side. Thanks for sticking around, even though I talk a little silly now. I'm hoping that I will learn how to speak again. That's my hope. Have a look in there. There's the seal. And that goes in from the inside from what, so this would just be an empty hollow tube right here, this portion of it, because it's sealed all the way in here. Okay. Let's take and pull all of these bolts out here. They've made provisions for these ones that you can reach right through. Same thing over here. The only thing I'm not sure of, I don't know if I have the correct gasket for this. There was a couple options that you could not sort out by VIN, and I bought the only one that was available. So fingers crossed. Cross your fingers for me. Okay. Let's see how this works. No snap ring or anything there. We do have some dowel pins. So let me spin this where I can get a hold of it a little better. Looks like there's a dowel right up there. Stand by. I'll shut the furnace off for you. we go. So this is the gasket that I don't know if I have the correct one. So we're going to save this one. There was, you have to know the overall length of this in order to order it. Kind of weird, right? This is our high point gear. Here's our input gear. Okay, so there's our one gear set. It's for the output to the rear diff. Want to make sure the bearings and everything out look good. Didn't have any other complaints otherwise. And that must be our seal. Just a little guy there, huh? Okay, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting, fella. Oh, nope, our seal's in there. Okay, there's two seals. I see what's going on. I see, said the blind man to the deaf man. Let's see. So there is our seal that we're after. Before we pop anything apart, well, that's quite the gear ratio, huh? Not quite 1-to-1, but it's got to be pretty dang close. Is it 1-to-1? Yeah, it probably would be. Guess it depends on what's in the final drive at the rear end. Let's see if we have the correct looking seals. Let's see. Gotta be careful where we're hitting here. Try to knock that seal through. Oh, thing, I probably could have pushed it out by hand. That came out a little too easy. So there it is. So that came out really easy. Okay. Let me see if we see any evidence of anything, some weirdness. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it was spinning in the housing or anything funky. Well, being that there's not a lot of, debris in here, I'm just going to hose this end out with some brake clean instead of putting it in the parts washer, because I don't want to get parts washer solvent up in this bearing housing. There's a little bit of crud right here. I mean, we'll just wipe some of this out. But that's the best bet, because there is a fair amount of crud in the tube here. So let me get some brake clean. All right, so let's stick a little pig mat down there. Get out some of this stuff. You guys love this. Are you ready? 3, 2, boom. There you go. Let me get a rag. We're gonna push it right down through there. Oh, easy, killer, easy. It's like cleaning out a really big gun barrel. All right, shiny. I got a bushing driver that I think will fit that well. It does have the rubber lip on it there. I don't know if that's what retains it in the case or not, but we shall see how it goes in comparison to how it was removed, because it did come out relatively easy. Whoops, 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 whoops. Let's see. Felt like it started. It looks like about where the old one was sitting, and that pushed really easy, but it's got a ways to go. Okay, it did start. Let's see if we can't just tap it a little bit here. It sounds pretty solid, but I know it's not, because I can see where it ends in that case, and it's definitely not down all the way. That's very curious, because it has a clear lip that it gets driven down to. I'm curious, we'll mess with the old one here. The old one just sits there and it's not down all the way either. I want to see what it takes to break the plastic piece here on the old seal. Oh yeah, that seal was not in all the way, 100% for certain, because that just drove down all the way. So somehow that seal walked out. Because if I remember correctly, when we tore this apart initially, I told you that this was not down all the way. Okay, so now we know. Well, we know a little bit. We know it's supposed to go down. We know the new one's going a lot harder. Let me see if we can't tap it back out now without hurting anything. It still came out relatively easy. Okay, but at least we know what we know, which ain't much, but it's something. Get this set in there. Oops, didn't mean to bump you. Okay. Let's grab our new seal. Wish I had a way to, I just don't know how resilient that plastic blue ring is. Service data just shows using a bushing driver to install it. I just want to make sure it is started by hand, 100%. It looks relatively even. Okay, it's going. We're going all the way, folks. We're going until we're flush with the case, which we're just about there, a little bit off on one side here. I'm going to get a bigger disc to make sure I hit evenly all the way around, just to be on the safe side. You know me, safety first. I think we can go a little bit bigger yet. This may be too big. I don't have anything in between. Nope, I don't. So let's pull that out. Go back to 65. This is the biggest one we have, so. This is bigger than the seal. Okay, now we're hitting the case. The seal is even all the way around. Let's look in here with a mirror and see if we're all the way at that bottom machined surface. That will tell us for sure. So we'll get out this little guy. We'll have a look in there. Yes, sir. You guys probably can't see that on the video. Maybe you can. But we are at the bottom of that machined edge. All the way around town. Some words I can say, some words I can't say. Thanks for sticking with me with my speech impediment though. It'll get better, I'm hoping. If not, this is the new me. How's this little guy in there? Well, folks, let's look at the new one. So far, so good. We're doing so far, so good. Let's look at this one. That's a funny looking guy. This one goes this way. Like that. Got a spring here. Hopefully that spring doesn't fly off. How do we get it out without the special service tool? Let's see if we can't come up through this way. Can we catch the edge of it? Not quite. Can't quite catch the edge of it. See if I got a skinnier one. Got a long skinny screwdriver. That puts us on the back side of the seal. This could go really well or horribly wrong. We knocked out the green piece. What's that look like now? Just that curiosity. Doesn't look like much. Let's see if I don't think we're skinny enough now. Knocked out a spring. We need to be able to hit the edge of that metal. Might be able to hold it with my finger. It'll either work or I'll shove it right through my finger. Let's just try this. Nope, I think we're gonna skip right past it. We ain't got enough bend in it. Oh, sir. Well, how big is this thing? We could probably knock it in from the side, at least enough to get it out. Let's try that a little bit. We'll just deform the edge of it slightly. That is part of the seal, correct? Yeah. Ever so slightly, and then hopefully we can just get a hold of it maybe. Not like that, you ding dong. Let's go deform it a little bit more. Okay, now we should be able to come through. Hopefully. And just give it a little tap. Tippy tap. Tippy tap. There it is. Hooray. So there's that. It's nice and clean. Clean on the inside. I just got gear oil on it, so we're going to leave it like it is. Like I say, there was no catastrophic failure, except the one that's in my mouth right now. So we don't have to worry about cleaning up metal or anything. This does hit directly on the seal lip. A little concerned about that spring. I should put some grease on it, but let's just try something here. Okay, we got her started. Now this did stick up a little, if you remember. That sounds solid. That's interesting also, because this one stuck out just a wee bit. It's probably too late at this point to check service data to see if there's supposed to be any protrusion. However, this has a pretty big sealing width on it. So if we're off, you know, 1/16 or a couple millimeters from where it was originally, we'll be okay, because you can see where the old seal ran, and if we got a millimeter or two each way, it's still to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. So there's seal number 2. Make darn sure, darn rootin' tootin', we don't see a spring floating around in there, and I don't. So that's good. That's a good job, man. We got here, we got this other seal. Looks like our input. Then we also have an O-ring, which I believe I bought that too. I was supposed to. Make sure we have it. Not there. Oops, that one's open now. There it is. This should be our O-ring that goes on the end of the case, and it is. So we're good to take that off. Use our knife. We'll do that. And then this seal, looks like we need to drive out. So let's do that. Out she comes. So there's that little guy, which is this one right here. So we should be good. This one we're gonna need a seal driver that fits it pretty closely. I think we're in good shape for the shape that we're in. I got a bushing driver that fits nicely. Get that baby in there. I think we just ram her down until she hits home. There is a dowel pin in the back side of this case, so I'm going to turn this so it hangs off the picnic table here a little bit. Give her. All right, she sounds solid. And she is all the way. Double check with a high intensity light here. See, it's all the way. Yes, sir. I like that. So that looks good. We can take our O-ring. Speaking of looking good, what's up, Mrs. O?
How you doing?
Oh, sharing with the people a job that I've never done before. And
oh God, I can't stand it.
what?
The smell. It's so bad.
This isn't even really that bad. It's not even burned up.
The worst smell. The worst.
No,
there's
burned
worse.
up ones are worse.
I'm sure there's worse things in the world, but
So what's up? We come out to pick on my speech.
what's wrong with your speech?
Yeah, don't play stupid. I'll sing you a song. The S song. So what's up?
Trini can help you. She had speech therapy once upon a time.
I'm hoping that I have some correction here over time as I get used to my new hardware. I'm wondering, once they take it out, will I talk funny then? I'm talking funny now. Good thing I'm not in school. I'd be getting beat up right now. All these people can do is pick on me in the comments. So what's up? We've asked you like 5 or 6. Oh, you need me. Okay, stand by. Bye, Mrs. O.
Bye.
Alrighty then. I think that's it, folks, right? Is that all we have? We have no more parts in there. This is the only questionable part as to whether or not it is correct. So let's open the package nicely. We already kind of tore it open like a caveman. Why on earth they make 2 different size seals? Let's check it out here. Oh, some days it's better to be lucky than it is good, I'll tell you that. Got it propped up on some 4x4s here. I see no reason we can't go together with it, right? I don't think so. But I believe that when we were putting it together, that we had to kind of pick up one piece to get out the other piece here, but let's find out. It was laying on its side too. Yep, let's get that inner bearing in. Yep, there we go. Okay. So that should be good. And this should self-align in the other half of the case once we stick it on. And then the output shaft / input shaft, the input output, we can slide that in after everything's assembled. So yeah, these are a pretty simple case here, really. not much to them. Do have a seal here. Let's see how these dowel pins are gonna go for us. That one's kind of started. That's what we're gonna have to be careful with. We gotta get that dowel pin line back up here. This one, it's not gonna be an issue. This one's here. Probably sounds like I'm hitting that a lot harder than I am. I just want to make sure everybody's staying where they should be. It should be because our dowel pins are aligned. Let me get a punch, a brass punch to tap on this dowel pin over here. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy. We'll have to look up our torque spec. .21. That's what it tells me. Now we can give it the shaft. We should be good with that. Let's see. Never tore one of these little guys apart myself.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. They're pretty easy. Not much in them.
Oh, that's good.
Simple.
Good thing you got this nice table.
I know. I call it the picnic table.
The what?
The picnic table. Is there a snap ring over there somewhere?
Oh,
there it is.
Looks like it.
Does
it stink?
Nope, I washed it. I washed it.
I gotta get out of here.
Okay, we hand me the snap ring pliers. They might be a little stinky stink. Just go wash your hands. Appreciate it.
I don't think you can wash it out.
Oh, you can wash the stink away.
Not that stink.
Just slide that baby. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's it, folks. Fully rebuilt. Not really. We just put a couple seals in it. And that's it. So we'll take and pop this thing back in the car. I'll fill it up. We'll go for a little shimmy. And we'll come back and make sure it's dry. It was dripping pretty good before. Here we go, folks. There we have it, folks. Of course, his drive shaft boot back here was leaking and still is. I want to make sure what we did is high and dry. We got a trainee. Drain plugs are good. As far as the axle seal, we can't really see without pulling that wheel off. You got a mirror, Josh? Just look back in there. Gotta get her bent a little bit more. There we go. Let's set you guys down for a second. Oh, there we go. All right, looks high and dry, folks. Till it isn't, anyways. We can see how bad this thing was leaking before. I mean, well, I didn't clean off this skid or the cross member here. That's pretty saturated. This whole thing was pretty well. I sprayed some brake cleaning up in there, but I mean, it was dripping off so good it was cleaning the dirt off the frame. So it was pretty wet. Hey folks, tearing apart your GETRAG 790 transfer case. Getting a little later in the day, getting a little harder to talk. So just want to make a video for two reasons. One, we could look inside that little guy, and two, to let you know I can't talk anymore, at least for now. So bear with me in the videos. Pick on me if you have to. I don't care. But now you know what's up. What's up? So that's it. Let me know what's up in that comment section. Questions, comments, concerns, criticism, Insta, the Facebook. I'm done talking. Just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.